What's up everyone, Sabre here from APS. Welcome to another video, and in this episode I'm going to stick with Dubai. I'm going to show you a location called Alserkal Avenue. Alserkal Avenue is effectively an art hub. It consists of art galleries, exhibition spaces, showroom areas for antique stores, cafes, restaurants, co-working spaces, all of those components that bring together like an art community. It's located in Al Quoz, which is quite an industrial area, and the theme of the project, I would say, is very industrial. Along the perimeter of the site there are existing warehouse units that they've refurbished, and they've catered for the gallery spaces and the showrooms because of their open internal layouts. Within the center of the site are the more modern buildings. So there's one building called the Concrete, which is designed by OMA Architects, who are a big international firm, and I think this was their first project that was completed in Dubai. They've played with the geometric side of it, creating some interesting slopes on the facade, and along the front elevation that faces the road, they've used this poured concrete to finish off the building, and they've mixed it with small particles of glass and mirror. It sounds like quite an experiment to play with those materials, but the finish was quite cool, and the concrete itself was finished quite rough and bumpy. So there's a lot of play of textures going on, and that's wrapped around the front and the side elevations. And as you come around the side, the elevation that faces this open courtyard is finished in polycarbonate panels. An advantage of using polycarbonate from an external point of view is it looks quite interesting. If there are lights happening from inside and they're turned on, you can see that through because there's a slight transparency. You can also start to see the structure behind the polycarbonate that's holding it up. And there's some interesting reflections that happen too. It's not completely matte, the finish. There is a slight reflection to the polycarbonate. And an advantage internally to use it, you can get some natural light that's diffused into your internal space to help bring in some more light. Unfortunately, when we were there, the building was closed. There were no events or exhibitions happening. The polycarbonate side is effectively full height doors that open up. They're about 5 meters high probably. And it would have been nice to see the comparison of scale between the inside and the outside. But next time, hopefully, there's an excuse for me to go back and check it out when there is something going on. The other new buildings around were clearly influenced in terms of their forms by the concrete building, but they were finished off with just one material, some vertical metal cladding wrapped around all the buildings, and they were white as well. So they were it felt very minimal and clean across all those bits of the site. And that kind of helped tie everything together. But there was a lot going on with the concrete building, but it was still subtle in the use of materials. And then you had the existing buildings where they retained the cladding, which was starting to decay and weather over time. And you can see the original blue was starting to fade away. As it's fading away, it's desaturating its color. It starts to introduce the white cladding, the new buildings. So it just kind of ties the whole site together as one development and one hub. And that's clearly what they were trying to achieve. And I'd say it was quite successful, yeah. The objectives of the visit, I just wanted to check out this place. And when I heard that it's an art hub, I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Check out some art, check out some cool spaces. I find inspiration through art and different creative forms. And they had all the different mediums. They were showcasing sculptures, paintings, photography. So it catered to me nicely. And there were other things like antique showrooms. They had some vintage cars about, they had some classical cars that gave me some nostalgic vibes of playing video games like Gran Turismo and PGR back in the day, seeing like Ferrari Enzos, Ford GTs and Celine S7s. If you're a motorhead, you'll know those cars. It was quite a casual thing, casual day out. I only brought the 28mm prime lens, so it was nice and light and compact when I was taking my photos. And because I didn't have all the gear like the tripod and the lenses, it put less pressure on me to capture a perfect shot. So I was able to let my hair down and chill out and just walk around casually and just take photos that looked interesting to me spontaneously at the time. There were times where I wanted to photograph the new bits, which were quite challenging because they were sloping in all sorts of angles, and I like to capture my shots with no distortion and to have my verticals parallel 90 degrees. And a tip here, if you're that kind of person where you want to have no distortion and have your straight verticals parallel, look for neighbouring buildings, look for existing buildings that are typically built traditionally, that's straight, You can look at doors as well to use as reference points. And bringing in these reference points into your image and composition also helps you understand the relationship between the site, the building, and the context around, and really appreciate what else is going on in the area. I don't know if it was a bit gimmicky, but it kind of I'll say it worked. They started to scatter these old school vintage cars around that looked run down just to enhance the industrial theme. The conditions itself were really good. It was perfect weather. The sun was direct, so you got the harsh shadows, which helped me differentiate the use between the different materials. And all in all, it was a great day out. This place is not just for the artsy person, someone who's into art and a creative. It's for anyone, really. If you want to see something different compared to your typical touristy stuff that you get in Dubai, definitely worth checking out. And seeing this modern culture of contemporary art going on in Dubai, because it's constantly growing and it seems to be a huge deal over there. So for you to get involved and to see how it's progressing is a good thing. And I'm going to end it there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment below what you think of industrial architecture, whether you think that it's been overused now or there's still scope for designers to experiment with it and to keep going with the style. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm really trying to push it this year in 2022. So I need your support and your engagement to help grow the channel. Let's build a conversation in the comments. Please share this video and the channel to people you know or on your social platforms where you can. And I'll see you in the next video.